Hi, I'm Laura, and welcome back to the Tarot Genie, where you receive intuitive insights from the tarot to your burning questions about business, career, creativity, spirituality, politics, and more. The new year is upon us, just a few days away, so I thought we'd ask the tarot, new year, new you, question mark, are you going to be able to create some new positive habits, perhaps a new identity, things you've been always wanting to do? Now, of course, at the cusp of New Year's, people are always contemplating, or many people, not all, what they want to resolve, their New Year's resolutions. You know, lose weight, perhaps create a new income stream, or get out of debt, enhance their spiritual life, whatever the case may be. And so I thought we'd ask the tarot today for some insights on how to best support us in doing that. And as always, a book I'd like to recommend that I'd like to share with you is one I'm reading right now or listening to on Audible. It's called Atomic Habits by James Clear. James Clear has an amazing story. He was in a horrific, life-threatening accident in high school when someone accidentally threw a baseball bat and it hit him between the eyes, literally. And he had to be airlifted away to a hospital and had brain swelling, etc. And in the years that followed, he recovered, but he's all about positive habits and making major changes, but one step at a time. And so I think this is important. One thing he stresses in his book that I've read so far is that it's not so much about goal setting, and this week can apply to the new year, but more about creating a new identity. For example, someone who wants to stop smoking, the goal is not just to stop smoking per se, of course that's embedded in it, but it would be more such as being a non-smoker and doing everything, creating systems that would support that identity. I think that's an important distinction, because people often, they'll say, I want to lose 20 pounds. Well, it's more, I think you need to adopt a healthful lifestyle in terms of nutrition, the food choices you make, and setting up systems so that you consistently eat healthful, nutrient-dense foods that will allow you to lower your weight or maintain your ideal weight. And so I recommend the book. I'll have that in the show notes, Atomic Habits by James Clear. And also the song I recommend is called One Step at a Time by Jordin Sparks. So that epitomizes a nice little song that focuses on taking one step at a time and making changes that way. Because James Clear says in his book how people often give up easily because they expect change to happen overnight. But it's not that. It's step-by-step, progressive, incremental changes that produce phenomenal results. And I would definitely agree with that. Let's see today what the tarot advises us in terms of actions we can take, and or not just actions, but maybe identity that we can embrace and assume in terms of our finances, in terms of our physical well-being, and finally in terms of our spiritual outlook. So finances, physical well-being, and spiritual outlook. Right, I will dole out the cards. And let's see what the tarot advises us today. Finances. Up. The Tower. Wow, what a dramatic card. People often draw back when they see this card. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that chaos or a horrendous cataclysmic event is going to happen, although it possibly could. But what I feel this is suggesting, if you are considering making changes in your financial affairs, whether it's getting out of debt, setting up a new income stream, is the Tower in this position is saying you need to make a complete overhaul in how you view things. Whether it's in your spending habits, in your saving habits, etc. You need to make a dramatic shift, from the foundational shift. Because the Tower, in this particular image, as we see here, there's lightning is striking, and the king and queen, it appears here, being thrown out, hauled out. So it's suggesting that you need to contemplate an overhaul of your current situation, your current financial situation. And even though it's an overhaul, start setting up, I would say, baby steps toward to creating a new foundation. You're not going to get out of debt overnight. You're not going to create an income stream necessarily overnight. But think through carefully what significant changes you can make one step at a time for your financial life. That's what I would say here. And that's, given that it's major arcana, it's saying this is significant. Physically, what needs to be done? What insights does the tarot provide? And we have the Hangman reversed. Now the Hangman upright, and it's card number 12 in the major arcana, suggests that you need to have a completely new perspective, look at things, or that you're suspended. And I think, though, what this is saying, because we're asking for positive insights on what actions and what identity you need to assume, is that physically, in terms of your physical life, your health, well-being, this is kind of a dramatic suggestion as well. You need to completely internalize a shift in how you're looking at things and how you're approaching, whether it's your exercise program, your health in terms of your nutritional practices, everything. You need to deeply, get out of the suspension and just that you've perhaps been in, and look at things anew, but from a deep inner perspective, because this is reversed, and I interpret this particular card being reversed as going within, deeply going within. And it also may suggest getting out of this suspended mode, that maybe you've been stuck in certain patterns, certain habits, and you need to get out of them once and for all. Another dramatic shift being recommended. Finally, for your spiritual perspective, interesting, the 8 of Wands reversed. Now, when upright, the 8 of Wands can often relate to messages, lots of activity. The Wands represent passion and purpose and being on fire for something. And I feel that this 8 of Wands reversed concerning your spiritual life and identity is suggesting that 8s often associated with power. I think it's saying that your messages and your drive for movement and moving forward is coming internally, is going to come internally. So that may mean setting up time to meditate, pray, whatever is most comfortable for you, but to turn within for the messages that you need to receive spiritually to move you forward and to find your purpose and passion and fire. That's what the 8 of Wands reversed is suggesting to me right off the bat. Let me look at these 3 cards all together to see if I get any more insights for what you can start doing in the new year, 2020, to make it a more powerful year and to move forward in these areas of your life, finances, financially, physically, and spiritually. Does seem, well, there's no denying that the Tower here is suggesting a complete shift and new foundation is needed for your financial affairs. And what's interesting here is there's this fire burning, so that it's related to the Wands, the fire burning, that you need to have that passion and purpose behind it. Get fired up about doing this, however you can do that. And for your physical health, just turn things, you may need to completely shift and get out of that passive and suspended mode and start moving forward in a positive way. Again, maybe thinking deeply from within on how to do that. And finally, spiritually, just turning within and tuning within for the messages to move forward in your spiritual life and your overall life. I hope you found this to be helpful. If you have not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, please hit the like button. And I will have the information for you about the book and the song, the particular music selection, in the notes. Until next time, remember to illumine your mind, inspire your life with the tarot.